Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran Basic Reading in English for Beginners. Alms are for the poor and the needy and those employed to administer the funds, for those whose hearts have been recently reconciled to the truth, for those in bondage, and for those in debt in the cause of Allah, and for the wayfarer. Thus is it ordained by Allah, and Allah is full of knowledge and wisdom. Now look how beautifully this verse emphasizes the whole concept of social justice. That part of your money, whether it is the zakat, the 2.5% zakat, or whatever you give over and above that, but we need to focus on others and not on ourselves. And the whole principle of zakat is to ensure that the money does not only circulate among the wealthy, but that it goes from the rich to the poor, and then the poor go to the shops and then they spend to the wealthy people, and thereby the money circulates. And then the wealthy are not allowed to hoard the money, but that the money must circulate. And as what we mentioned before is that the principle of zakat or social justice in Islam is absolutely beautiful, because many times in the world we find that whether it's political science or any other type of endeavor, we find that there's always a battle, and people want to say that, okay, capitalism versus socialism or communism, right? So some people will say, no, capitalism is better than socialism. And other people say, no, socialism is better than capitalism. But if we study both of these isms clearly, or these ideologies properly, we'll find that pure socialism is a global failure. It is a total failure. History has proved that millions have died from starvation. And if we look at pure capitalism is also a total failure, as what history has proven, because it enriches the rich become richer. So what is the solution? There are benefits to both, but the advantage of capitalism is that it is the same principle, like teach a man to fish instead of giving him a fish every day. If you give a person a fish every day, that is socialism. There is no encouragement or there is no incentive to work hard, because you're getting your fish every day for free. Your brain starts to rust and your brain starts to rot, because there's no incentive for you. You're going to get your daily bread, you get your fish. But a capitalist will say, you know what, I'm going to teach you how to fish. And not only that, I will then sell you fishing rods. I'll make money from that. And not only that, I will teach you how to fish a lot of fish. And then we're going to have a warehouse of fishes, and then we're going to export the fishes, and then we're going to get rich. That's the difference between capitalism and socialism. Socialists just sit back. And some people even accuse socialists of not being willing to work hard, and that is why they push for the model where they will just get money for free and everyone is equal and everyone is equal. But God has made everybody different. We cannot say everyone is equal. We are all different human beings. Every human being has got a different DNA. And without doubt, capitalism is the one that moves industries. It is the industrialists of the world, it is the entrepreneurs of the world who have moved countries towards first world nations. All the major discoveries in the world, whether it is the train, is because of capitalism. The airplane is because of capitalism. The motor car is because of capitalism. Your cell phone, your laptop, your tube trains, your weapons of war, your intercontinental missiles, everything is because of capitalism. Your X-ray machines, your MRI scanners, everything, all of that, your private hospitals, all of that is because of capitalism, because there's a risk-reward ratio. The more effort you put in, the greater your risk, but the greater the reward as well. But then it is then confined, the wealth does not circulate. So what is the solution? Because there's good and bad in there, there's good and bad in there. So Islam provides the beautiful solution, which is a hybrid model. It takes the best of capitalism and it takes the best of socialism. It combines the two and provides a hybrid model known as philanthropic capitalism. And this is Islam. Islam says, earn as much money as you can. Become the world's biggest capitalist. Make new inventions, make new discoveries, create jobs, have big, big factories, have big, big warehouses. The more richer you are, the more jobs you're going to have, the more you're going to alleviate poverty. You can build hospitals, you can do everything you want to become the wealthiest person on earth, but never forget the poor. Social justice. So Islam gives the beautiful model. 2.5% of your wealth goes to the poor, the needy, and all those categories that we mentioned here. That means, let us say you have an wealthy Arab person who's got 100 million. Whether he likes it or not, every single year he will have to give away $2.5 million in charity. Whether he likes it or not, he's got to give it away every single year, whether he likes it or not. And if he's got $1 billion, then he's got to give away 25 million US dollars every single year, whether he likes it or not. And that's a guarantee. He must do it. There's very few others who do. And in addition to this 2.5, there are other people who give away over and above that, so that some people give away 5% or even 10%. So of the 100 million, they'll give 10 million away. Or if they've got $1 billion, they'll give 100 million away. And that is how Islam solves the problem of poverty in the world, because this concept of 2.5%, if applied properly, then it eradicates poverty. And the second advantage is that money doesn't just flow between the rich people. In this way here, the money goes from the rich to the poor. And Islam provides the solution known, it's a hybrid model between capitalism and socialism stroke communism versus philanthropic capitalism, and this is the most beautiful model. And that's the ideal model not only for South Africa but also for the entire world, right? So these are some of the categories for whom the money must go to. So the alms or charity or sadaqah or lillah or zakat and all of that, whatever extra that you want to give it to those who are in need. So generally Islam teaches us help the poor, the widows, the orphan, those in indebtedness, the elderly, those who are sick and so on. But these are specific categories that we should not ignore. The category of the poor, the category of the needy. So it's very vast, very, very general. The category of the poor, the category of the needy. Those employed to administer the zakat funds, and those whose hearts have been recently reconciled to the truth, the new Muslims. Because the new Muslims, many of them go through great difficulty because sometimes they are abandoned by the family, so they need help in setting up a new business or for their household expenses and so on. So the zakat helps these people as well, right? And for those in bondage and slavery, because Islam frowns upon slavery and Islam says people are born free, so you need to take that money and acquire the freedom of the people and set them free. Those who got various types of debt, because indebtedness is also slavery, so you need to free people from their debt. And those who are fighting in the cause of Allah, whether it is intellectual cause or whether it is scholarly cause or whether it is any other way in which they are holding up the banner of Islam, and they need to be funded as well. And for the stranger or for the wayfarer who's a foreigner in the country and is lost or he needs some help, and you need to help that person also as well. Thus is it ordained by Allah, and Allah is full of knowledge and wisdom. So as what I mentioned, I'm only giving the basics. If you want to find out more about this, please contact the ulama. The ulama are indeed the heirs of the prophets, and the zakat, various zakat organizations, or the various organizations involved in uplifting humanity, they will give you better insight as to the various categories, how much must be paid, how it should be paid, how it is collected, and how it is distributed. May Allah fill your life with barakah, blessings, abundance, rosy, rizq, and abundance and goodness and afiyah. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.